a brand new wave, drowning out the noise that's tame. Liberty whispers through the brave, breaking free from every chain. Nullify the rules they crave, crypto beats that pave the way. Anarchy with minds that's safe, algorithms new dawn today. Out of bounds and out of sight, building futures pure and bright. Escape the grip and win the fight. Welcome into the legacy ride. Beyond control we take a stand, casting off the iron brand. Freedom flowing through our hands, revolution's our command. Decentralize the way we plan, all together we expand. Breaking shackles for the clan, in this journey we're unpanned. Out of bounds and out of sight, building futures pure and bright. Escape the grip and win the fight. Welcome into the legacy ride.
Welcome. It's Happy Monday. I am live from Snowpocalypse, Indiana, where we've gotten about probably 8 inches of snow. This is Legacy News. I am the legacy of Jennifer and Kaiser. You can call me Zachary Kaiser. And let's bring our numero uno in.
Hey
Welcome
guys,
in.
what's going
Good-
on? Man,
Yeah, good
I'm
morning.
jealous.
Good morning. Happy
would-
week.
I wish it was snowing here. Lucky son
I
of a
bet you
bitch.
do. I bet you do down south in Vice City.
That's right. So
Andrew
what
got
are
a
we
clean
talking about
shave.
today? Oh yeah.
Oh,
well,
did you-
I don't know
yeah.
how clean it is. It's close. Close enough.
He also shaved his head completely bald. There
Well,
you
it
go,
was
buddy.
already bald, so
Well, you're
I'm collecting for a
objectifying
warm winter.
the new look.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, a warm winter, and you're just accepting that you're a neo-Nazi. But yeah. But anyways, what's on hand for this old Monday?
Well, I thought we tried something
Police.
different. Yeah.
Yeah,
This
it's
channel.
always good to get down and dirty, boots right there on the streets, conducting journalistic pursuits of
Boots on your throat.
exploring. Yeah, well, boots on your throat, exploring the despicableness of the police and why we don't need the police. Interesting tidbit, actually. Prior to Lawrenceburg, Indiana, having 20 cops, which now they have probably about 100. But prior, when I was a kid, Lawrenceburg used to have like 5 cops. Very little crime. Now they argue and say, well, maybe it was the boat. Yeah, that whenever you have a confluence of many different diverse characters flooding in from all over every parts of the region and even the United States, you're going to get some nefarious characters in the mix. So that it certainly doesn't help. But most people go to a boat just to basically gamble away money, get drunk, and act stupid and have fun. So they're not actually committing crime. So it's not really the boat that's in this area that has caused the crime. Crime started expanding as soon as we went from 5 cops to 20 cops. Now we're at 100 cops. The monopoly on
Interesting.
violence that the local ordinances of your local jurisdictions and the expansion of your police usually corresponds with Crime Inc., criminal incorporation. So the monopoly needs crime in order to justify their wages. So they will create it and they will pass laws, most of which are unconstitutional in your local ordinances, so that they can either revenue build or justify the fact that they have 100 cops for a town of 4,000. But anyways, this latest one, and please, Andrew, if you have anything to say before we move on, by all means.
Are you implying that Mises is right and corruption is a regular effective intervention?
Corruption, yeah. Corruption's inevitable. We're human beings. You
But-
don't have to go to Mises for that. You can go straight to the Bible,
Yeah.
to the source. So,
Well, you're talking
but
about
yeah,
state power, so
hmm yeah. So, but with that, let us get to this one. Comes from Hudson County, New York. Lackluster is the channel. If you don't know who Lackluster is, you probably live under a rock. But subscribe to this dude. Interesting channel. Covers a variety of different topics in the cases of the police and auditing and et cetera, et cetera. Sometimes not even auditing like this. This wasn't an audit, but yeah, good archive, good channel. Make sure you like, subscribe to this channel, and then wherever else the channels that he uses for fair use to give you the information. So, but let's get into it. This involves Ice-T. I'm just going to go ahead and play.
Give me my paperwork. Get this on camera. I'm a foot away from DMV.
Distance. Welcome back to the Lackluster channel.
Need face-to-face time with their pimps. Let's go.
In May of 2024, an actor who ironically played a detective on TV
I just don't want to wind up on YouTube.
Back in my day, we used to rough guys up all the time. But this is not about YouTube.
pushing years of pro-police propaganda.
You are now all my bitches.
Ice-T was pulled over by a deputy of the Hudson County Sheriff.
I would actually push back on that one. I wouldn't say that Ice-T was spending years of pushing police propaganda playing a cop. He was just making a paycheck that was very lucrative because it was a role that he was able to fulfill, and he's done it nicely. So why would you not want to stick to your career and expand upon that career? But
Right.
Sheriff's Office for not displaying a license plate on the front of the vehicle.
How's it going, sir?
What's up, officer?
Officer Sill, Hudson County Sheriff's Office. Let you know you're being recorded, okay?
I'm headed to the DMV. That's where I'm going to get all my registration and everything straight on this car.
You know your registration expired since 2021.
That's where I'm going. I'm headed right there.
When did you decide to go and change?
Yesterday, I went yesterday, but they
Yeah, but what I'm saying is your registration been expired since 2021.
car's been parked.
Are you sure?
Yeah, of course I'm sure. That's why I'm trying to get this car set up to roll. Yesterday I went to the DMV and they said that their system was down, so that's where I'm headed. I got 7 cars. I'm trying to get them all straight.
You say you went to DMV yesterday. They said the system is down.
Yesterday, yep.
What time was your appointment yesterday?
I didn't have an appointment. They just take me.
You need to have an appointment to go to DMV.
I don't need one
Why is that?
because they know me.
Because they know you. Is your passport? Do you have a driver's license with you?
Yep. That's expired.
So you have your license expired as well.
That's why I'm going to the DMV.
Sir, even if it's 1 feet, you cannot drive with an expired license and expired registration.
I mean, why don't you follow me right to this garage right here? The DMV is right there. You don't got to be that serious about this. I mean, you can, but
Well-
you don't have to.
Well, is it serious? So Give me 1 second.
I could park the car right here and then walk to the DMV. Those are all the things.
You said you have other vehicles registered?
I have 7 vehicles.
Okay.
At this point of the interaction, the officer begins to escalate the encounter.
Now, I will say, and push back on me on this one, Andrew, if you like, but he said Ice-T does mention, and this is why I advocate just shut up. I don't care who you are, what if you're known or whatnot. Just use your Fifth Amendment right. Shut the fuck up. Who cares? None of your business is the cop's business. But he mentions that he has 7 vehicles, and this one's been parked. Honestly, I'm gonna have to go against Ice-T on this one. He could have gotten his paperwork together for this vehicle and went to the DMV in one of his registered registered vehicles. But I'm also coming from the mindset that if this was me or you or most of the rest of us, and we were in a car riding dirty like this, we're not going to have this kosher introduction. This car is unregistered. They've already read the license tag. It's unregistered. You end up handing over your license and it's expired. You're getting yanked out of this car and you're going to get beaten down. At least I will. I don't know if Andrew would. Andrew would probably get pulled out of the car, sternly with a finger waved in his face, and then he gets about 5 citations while he's being detained in the back of the cruiser, not in handcuffs. Me, I'd be rough. I'd be slammed face first into the back of the cruiser because this is just my luck in my life. I've had this happen to me multiple times. Handcuffed, slung into the cruiser, and then charged with I don't know, disorderly conduct or some bullshit like that. They would have made it a big scene. But regardless, we would have actually. There's no talking this out. So first and foremost, yes, we're about to see the cops start escalating a little bit more when we get back into the video. But there is no time for escalating verbally for the cop if it's one of us. They're just gonna have you step out of the vehicle for officer safety, step behind, deal with the paperwork, and figure out if they're just gonna arrest you and possibly go further. So,
well, it's depending on the
go ahead.
Depending on the jurisdiction you're in. Like it looks like here, this is New Jersey, right? They're obviously a more progressive, nuanced culture in the police department because of the environment that they're in, and they feel like they have to be hard about the rules. If you're out in middle Wyoming, they're not going to give a shit. They have one cop for every couple counties, maybe. I know because I used to live out there. I mean, you would see a cop run through maybe once a week. And he's going to the Burger King. So it's really nuanced, and not only that, this is a positive law environment. If you disagree, you're a grain in the sea, a grain on the beach, right? You don't have any real power over trying to make effective change because you don't have any real influence. The ratios is too much.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm going at though. The fact of the matter is he's effectively, even with this, he's effectively going to get slapped on the wrist, but yet not get slapped on the wrist. We'll get to that at the end of the video. But if it were you or me and we gave a license that was expired, you're getting yanked out of that vehicle.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I would just stating a different perspective about the matter.
Yeah. I mean, I'm getting arrested. I'm dead serious. I'm getting arrested.
Yeah.
Actually, as we speak about that, if we're in an orange advisory right now, which is a level 2 snow emergency, we call them yellow, orange, red. I don't know if other states do the same in my county here in Indiana. But I will tell you, if it was red, which means no, literally zero, zero driving on the road, right? Unless you're an emergency vehicle, or it is a dire emergency. If I was caught dead on the road, this is how much the cops want to make sure that. Well, I've been told by the sheriff literally that he will unalive me next time he sees me. But I digress. But if somebody like me gets caught in a red driving on the road, I'm getting arrested. Somebody like Andrew might get lucky enough to be cited and then told to go home and then basically ignore the cop and go to work or wherever you need to go. Because your work might not necessarily be in the area that's a red or a level 3 snow emergency. But if that were the case, if I were to get stopped, I'm getting arrested. So what I'm saying is there's a have and a have not, and then there's actually a have and a have not within the have versus the have not. So
Nuance.
hate. It's who the cops hate, dude. And it's also who you know. So
That's right.
and it's also who you are. So it goes from who you are to who you know to who the cops want to fuck with. So 3 stages of have versus have not. Let's continue.
You could have drive the other vehicle who was registered and get this one
Can I
registered.
handle this? Can I handle this? You gonna take me to jail?
I will say it sounds like this cop in Hudson County, New Jersey, this sheriff deputy, might not be an American citizen. He might be fresh off the boat, green card, semi-legal, and now a cop.
I'm not going to take you to jail.
Okay, can I park the car here and walk to the DMV?
I'm going to tow your vehicle.
No, you're not. You're not finna tow my vehicle. Let me park my car right here.
You're not going to move your car, sir. You give me your keys right now, and I'm going to tow your vehicle. You try to be more respectful with me, I'm going to respect you the same way.
Well, then let me. You see, I'm going.
No, you're not going to tell me what to do. I'm going to tell you what to do. So give me your keys right now. If you're going to go that route.
I asked you, can I park my car?
I said not. Give me your keys, sir.
After being told that his car will be towed, Ice-T exits his vehicle.
If I'm not under arrest, then I'm getting out of my car. Give me my paperwork here.
No, don't touch me. Don't
Give me
like that.
Give me my paperwork. Get this.
Here's another thing that varies between the have versus the have not. You and me, Andrew, if we were to get out and step up to a cop, we're getting assaulted, slammed to the ground, handcuffed, and arrested. Look how close he was able to get to the police officer. I get it.
Yeah.
You want to make sure you get your paperwork, but look how close he's gotten to the cop. In Ice-T, it's in Ice-T's favor. Obviously, this cop knows who he is. Obvious.
Yeah.
It's obvious. Like I said, if it was you, me, or another typical citizen, you're getting taken down to the ground and probably a gun put to the back of your head after you're handcuffed, just to make sure you settle down.
Right.
It's on camera. This motherfucker. I'm a foot away from
keep
DMV.
your distance.
You are a fucking asshole.
I'm not an asshole. You've been an asshole to me.
I'm an asshole. I'm trying to get to the DMV. I showed you all the paperwork. Let me start recording your dumb ass.
So 5-6, start the hook and start another unit.
You're in the parking lot for Dunkin' Donuts, right?
5-6.
Irish communications to SO83.
Once the officer supervisor arrived on scene, he appears to lie about who escalated the encounter.
So what happened, Sarge?
What's up, Sarge?
Hey, what's going on, brother? How are you?
I'm trying to get to DMV to register my cars.
Okay.
I got all the paperwork and everything there. I asked the officer, could I just go over here or even park my car so that I could walk over there and get all my paperwork together? He says he wants to tow my car.
All right, give me a second. Let me find out what's going on here, and then we'll figure something out. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
It's doing a little too much, sorry.
Okay. So what I was gonna do is just issue him a ticket. Let him park here. Okay. He jumped out of the vehicle. He didn't ask me. He came so close to me, and he said he called me an asshole. He called me an asshole, and he said, "Give me all your paperwork right now." All right. And everything's been recorded, and your vehicle's been towed, and you're receiving tickets. All right, you can issue him a ticket, and that's going to be it, right? He's going to leave the car here? Up to you, whatever you want to do. Yeah, we'll go with that. Okay? You're going to leave the car here? Okay. Yeah, he's going to park the car here. No problem. Go across the street and get the paperwork for the car. Okay, but he's getting 4 tickets, though. All right, okay. Driving registered motor vehicle. Driving with an expired license. Okay. Improper display. He got no front plates and no inspection sticker. Okay. How many did you make out already? What's that? 4. You made 4. You already sent them in? Not yet. Yes. Can you bring it down to 2? No. Sorry. Okay. All right. No, that's up to you, bro. I can't.
I can't tell him as a sergeant what to do. I can guide him and I can make a recommendation. He's going to give you 4 tickets. Okay. I asked him not to give you the 4 tickets, but he could bring it down to 2. He said no. He's giving you the 4 tickets.
What are the 4 tickets?
He says you have no front plate, no inspection sticker, no registration, and your driver's license is expired.
Okay.
All right. All right.
I did. Okay. All right. So I know he's going to come with me, or
yeah. Okay. So they know that that you're not going to get the tow, and that you're going to.
Yeah, I'm a little right now. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know if you told you, but everything's being recorded on the body cameras. So
okay. So as Colonel Sergeant, we're not going to tow your vehicle, but you're receiving summonses. Here's your keys. Here's your paperwork, driver's license, everything you gave me. You're receiving a ticket for no front plates.
Where's all the other paperwork?
It's in there. Everything you gave me. It's in the vehicle. You have no inspection, driving expired registration, and driving with expired license.
you're, like I said, you're gonna leave the car here and just go to DMV.
I'm walking DMV and handle this.
So, but you do know your registration is expired and your license too. Right?
That's what I'm going for.
Okay. I'm just letting you know that I didn't know if you just knew your registration was expired. You got both.
I got everything.
Okay. All right. All right.
All right. No, I'm good.
All right. You
just the way he treated me. Okay. I was gonna park the vehicle. No tickets issued, but just next time show some respect. That's all I gotta say.
I don't have to.
All right.
Okay. I don't have either.
All right.
So you have a great day, sir.
Ultimately, Ice-T appears to have been given preferential treatment. It is highly unlikely that you would be allowed to leave the scene with an expired license or registration, let alone being allowed to exit your vehicle during a traffic stop without being told to do so. In fact, on the channel we've seen some very violent arrests for much, much less.
Spit that lollipop out before I smack it out your mouth. I'm gonna shut this toilet down and put your little ass in jail, where you're gonna be sucking on something else.
So let me know what you think in the comments down below. And
spooky. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, it's just like he said. He did that for like it's preferential to because of his status as a TV. Yeah.
Who gave him preferential treatment? Which cop?
Well, it's the supervisor. He was obviously pushing for him to let it go.
Yep. Supervisor actually wanted to just go ahead and just let him go conduct his business. Knew who he was from the start. Obviously probably had dealings with Ice-T to begin with. Possibly might even be a consultant on Law and Order SVU. Who knows?
You never know.
Because you never know. So that might be how he knows them too. But obviously, I mean, you can't miss Ice-T. I mean, come on, man, you just can't. So Ice-T is still the bomb. This right here will not discredit him in my eyes. In fact, I think it makes him a little bit more better, and it also pushes me to the established notion that when you finally get your push, you have so much sway. So it's pretty white pilled for me.
It reminds me of just seeing clips on YouTube about Vince McMahon talking and being pulled over for speeding, like going 100 miles an hour in a 40. I'm Vince McMahon. This is Jim Ross from the WWE, and just getting away with it.
Yeah,
I definitely see how that kind of push can help you get some significant leniency, and that's not just for these traffic issues.
Yeah, and it's not their fault. It's not their fault.
If you got enough of a reputation, you could literally get away with murder. Look what happened with Vince McMahon and some of his wrestlers back in the day. People just dying, and then there's an accident or whatever. I
mean, that wasn't really murder, but I get your point.
No, I'm talking about what was it, Jimmy Super? No, it wasn't Jimmy Superfly. It was some wrestler had his wife in the hotel room, and then they thought that he had murdered her, and he went behind the scenes and basically just let it all go away.
That sounds like Macho Man.
No,
it does actually. Man. It's not, but it does sound like something.
It was from that era. It was from that era. It wasn't Jimmy Superfly.
I know what you're talking about. Else. I can't think of the superstar at the top of my head right now. But I mean, status certainly. I mean, but here's the thing: status doesn't always. You do something very egregious, you're going to be punished in some way. Look at Vince McMahon now, 30 years, 40 years, too late probably, but at least civilly, he's basically his entire career is done. It really doesn't matter, but because it's not like anything's going to show forth with like the rape and the trafficking allegations that he's sitting on. It's all civil. He's going to be hurting financially when all is said and done, but it's only going to be a small smidgen of what he's already, So, but as far as this, what are your thoughts on provincial treatment in today's day and age for the normies in the room and in the crowd?
Well, you step out of the car like he did, you don't, at first you best be better just to sit in the car until they ask you to come out of the car. But if you do step out of the car, you really risk getting some serious trouble for yourself. So,
what if you're like me? What if you're like me and I have a expired license and an expired registration and expired tags, and the cop just reaches into the vehicle, unlocks the door. This is why I make sure the windows are all the way up, by the way. Opens just yanks the door open, grabs a hold of me, and starts choking me because I made sure I kept my seatbelt on because I don't want that ticket either. And he doesn't care that it's on, so he's just trying to yank me out because he's a retard with the seatbelt still on, and I'm choking. What about that scenario? Because that's what would happen with me.
Count yourself lucky you didn't get a police dog to drag you out.
Yeah, count yourself.
I've seen videos about
it. Count that cop lucky because I'm basically in a compromised position not to prove that he's a bitch and a half, as Boosie would say. Without that badge, you a bitch and a half. With that badge, you're a bitch. You're still a bitch with the badge. So, it just goes to show you that cops are intimidated bullies because they're insecure little fruit booting fairies. Low T causes what do they call it? Little man syndrome. When you have low testosterone, you think you need to be exuberant in your tirade of
Big Papa. You want to be Big Papa in this situation.
yeah. So they call that little man syndrome because it normally gets targeted at little people. They try to act bigger than they are, but in reality, they're just small and they're
Pride goes
stupid.
before the fall.
So that's why pride is a sin, and that is why I look at police as Satanists, literally, because one of the most egregious sins that they are committing is that of pride, lust, greed, envy,
control.
No, that's not a deadly sin, but yeah, that would just. But their lust for power, their lust for authority, their envy, their greed. You could even go and say that they're gluttonous because they like to eat. Their fat asses like to eat a lot of donuts, or whatever, what have you. Anything that's free, because cops for some reason get free stuff, and plus they get free money for being they're welfareists. And then you could also conclude that they're committing sloth because they're lazy. But the biggest deadly sin that they're committing is pride. Thus, you're satanic. And to become a police officer means you're a satanic, evil person. So I better just shut the hell up before we go, before I go into a tirade, because I absolutely
We're over time anyways.
loathe. Yeah, I loathe the police. I think they're welfarists. I think they're trash. I think that if they weren't lucky enough to join the academy for 6 weeks of training, to hold an oath to the Constitution, but were trained in the exact opposite and not really trained at all in dealing with people, these motherfuckers would be sitting at home making a check every month, welfare, some sort of welfare payments. They'd be on EBT. So basically the police gives them a job so they can signify the welfare. So anything else, Andrew?
It's, like I said, we're over time, but they have qualified immunity, so no matter what you do or say, they're always in the
That's
right.
all public officials. That's not just cops. People misconstrue like it's just the police with qualified immunity. It's public officials that have that qualified immunity.
But they're the only ones that can literally enforce the law. So
yeah, that's the worst aspect of it. But I just want to get that out there, that it's not just the police that have qualified immunity. It's every person that works within government, whether elected or appointed. But with that, make sure you like, subscribe, share this content. Let us know your opinion about the police or this video or whatever you want to let loose. If you want to talk about ponies, drop a comment. Let's spread this algorithm, and let's make sure that we get these messages out into the world, because we need to wake people up. There's a lot of people whose eyes are opening, but they're not fully awake. They're woke.
Right. It's nuanced precision.
So, but with that, live long and prosper. I am the legacy of Jennifer Kaiser. That's Andrew Joseph. Peace.